see, this is what I get because I haven't made videos in a while. I have restarted. Things were just not working. I need to get a new setup. I'm really contemplating getting a little mic so you can hear me better too. Hey, it's Belinda. Do you remember me? This is Belinda's Book Nook, and I'm here to talk to you guys about Caribathon, Caribbean Heritage Month, and book options. I'm specifically going to talk about that. I'll come back a little later and talk to you guys about what I'm going to read this month. We are already in the month, so I am behind the eight ball. I am really bad because I had intended on doing this last Friday, and it would have been great because it would have been before the month started. But we need to do a catch up, a proper catch up here, just to explain where I've been. I have been MIA for a while. For what? The whole month of May and maybe part of April, or maybe April, May. I can't even remember when I did the last video. I have gone on and replied to comments on previous videos. So thank you for the comments. I love comments. I love them. But it's been a whirlwind May in particular. And so much so that I've created a new record. Like, I haven't done this in so long. I read one book. One. Yep. You didn't hear that wrong. It was one book. But there was so much going on. And as much as I wanted to do a video, I just didn't have it in me. And I didn't have the time, really. I was really just mentally kind of focused on things at hand and just not there. So why, you say? Why were you so busy? Well, my oldest was in Japan for 2 months, study abroad. He went in April, March, and he came back in May. And that was crazy. It was an amazing experience for him. But for us, on the other side, we're trying to get with the time zones. We had, I think, at one period, 13-hour and a 14-hour time difference. So basically, I'm in bed when he's awake when I'm in bed. And or vice, I don't know, I probably even said it wrong. And so we had to kind of coordinate all of that. The best thing ever. I'm so happy for him to have had that happen. So that kind of took up a lot of my time, and I was tired. And that was also, I think, impacting a little bit of my reading because, I just wasn't, even though I knew he was safe and having a great time, I just, you still worry. And I think that it just was taxing on me, that between that and trying to keep up with the time and him. And then also with my youngest, he just graduated this past weekend and from high school, and I'm just so thrilled. So we had to, get all of the stuff to that. And one of the things for his school, I don't know if your kids, or if any of you do have kids, they have requirements, but he had volunteer requirements for school. So let's just say we had to do a lot of that last minute to get his proper hours so he could graduate. And we did. And on occasion, I would even volunteer with him. So we got it done. I'm so proud of him. He's an amazing, amazing young man. And I just, I'm thrilled with what has this year, came to fruition for him. So I was just kind of absorbed with that. And I just kind of just checked out of this process. So I'm really trying to get back into the groove. And I said this year's kind of been a wonky year in terms of, I'm going to look and count how many videos I've done. I don't think I've done as many as I've done in past years. So I'm going to try to take the next half of the year and just up the game. So with that said, oh, and the other reason I've been kind of busy is I've been working on my garden. I am going to do vlogs. I did do a couple of videos. I just haven't edited. But I am growing from seed again this year in my vegetable beds, for those of you that have been with me for a bit. And so I started later. And I'm kind of glad because our weather's been weird. It hasn't been warm enough to really get, for me to feel comfortable, having the seedlings out there. So I have a little greenhouse that, little portable, don't get too impressed, that I am growing some things in still right now that I'm going to transplant in the flower beds, but the vegetables are all in place and they're starting to do it. I'm growing some beans. So I'm going to take you guys through. So I would love you guys to see it from the beginning to the end, because there's something about it. This is only the second or third year that I'm doing seed from seed. And I get really nervous every year. Like, I don't know, I keep looking. I can see my garden from my bedroom window. And so I'll look out every morning. I'm like, I don't see anything coming. I can't grow anything. And so my husband's like, just be patient, be patient. And sure enough, now there are these little baby plants in there now. And then, you know, in July, I'll be looking at like full bed. So it's pretty amazing when you think about it. Oh, I feel sneeze. And that is why brings you to my outfit, and why I'm sneezing is because I've been in the garden already today. And I don't know, allergy medicine is like a suggestion for things to stay away from you, but I'm telling you, I still sneeze and get the coughs, and I don't have my lucky water with me either, so it could be bad. So I'm gonna move through this. I'm trying to go through this at a good pace so that I won't take up too much of your time, but I wanted to show you, I shopped my shelves for books for Caribbean month and Caribathon. I'm going to leave all the information about Caribathon. It's two amazing content providers run this, and I want you to go check out their channels if you haven't. If you haven't, you need to run and do, because they have really incredible content. And their Caribathon it runs for, I think, 2 weeks in the month, but they know, like we know, that basically June is just the month. So you can read it as long as you want. But they do have a book that they're selected, and I don't remember what it was. It sounded interesting this year too to me. But what I did was, I will link their information below. I'll also link Dee Dee for Brown Girl Reading, her down below as well, because she put a list of really good books. I think we'll have a little overlap in two of them in here. So she's, you know, I talk about her all the time. So just check out her channel and you'll see what she put up. So it's just really great. Even if you're not reading them in June, say you have another plan, just get your book journal out, or your notebook out, or your phone out, and just like write these books down to read throughout the year. Because, you know, there's no restriction on when you can read these books. It's just really great to support authors from the Caribbean and to experience them. So that said, I went to my bookshelves, and let me just show you. Let's start with this one first. This one I talk to you guys about all the time. If you're here long enough, you know, you've heard about Gloria by Carrie Young, and also the audiobook of this is phenomenal. She is an amazing writer, and I don't know if she's just decided that after these books, I think there's 3 or 4 in the series, and I don't know if she's written anything else, and I own them all. And I always talk about this one every year. I'm not going to talk about this. I'll just say where they're from, or the geography of the books. Maybe that will be it. And then you can kind of look them up. Gloria follows, You see, I'm out of practice. Just erase that last 5 minutes. Pow is the first book. That's why I was like, Gloria. And as you can see, my love, this is the book I loved so much. It is set in Jamaica, and it follows Pow, who is I think if I remember, he's Jamaican. He's mixed with, I think he's Chinese, from China. He's Chinese. And it follows him and his family. They are now living in Jamaica, and I'm not going to tell you anything more. I'm not even going to tell you anything more. I'm just going to say read it. This is a really good one. If you haven't read it, it was a really great story. And it has, look, I even have all my notes in here. Colorism. It's got everything you can, like, it's a good book to be a good book club discussion. The People's National Party talks about lessons for us all. These are like my little notes here. So similar to what happens in the U.S. after, oh my gosh, I can't even read my handwriting. I can't read it, but I have emancipation. Emancipation, I think. But it's really good because not only are you getting a story, you get this kind of historical fiction, you're getting some Jamaican history in it. It is amazing. And then what happens is you go into the next one that I read by her, which was Gloria, who is a character from this book, but they've pulled off and they've given you her backstory. Amazing. Why haven't you read it if you didn't? They're really, really good. And then I think, let me just double check, make sure I'm right. So, oh, yeah, okay. Then the next one, which I haven't read, and these are set in Jamaica, so this is covering the Jamaican. Let me see if this one tells you. Okay, yeah, this is the third. Why do I feel there's one more, but maybe there's only three. Show Me a Mountain is following, what is the girl? It's the lady's name, right? Faye Wong. So she's a character from both Gloria and Pal, and now it follows her story. And I have not read this one. I've almost, like, every year kind of put it off because I know this is the last one. And I feel like, oh, I don't want to leave these stories, these people. I really, really love these books. So if you get a chance, by Carrie Young, this is Show Me a Mountain. So this is the option. I've read already these two. And Pow, start there. Oh, good. Oh, my God. So good, 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 good. Now, another author that I've read before that I want to read, another hers. And I own not one, but two. Let me see. Let me grab it so I can see the other one too. While it's here, because while we're here, I will show you both of them. Don't mind my outfit. These are great shorts because they like blend in with the dirt. The dirt falls on me and you can't even tell. So this author is Vanessa Riley. A lot of you've heard of her. First of all, let's just pause. Her covers are amazing. This is the exception hardcover book that I get. I just love them. They are so gorgeous. I love them on my shelf on all together. So I read this one, Island Queen, and this one is Montserrat, Caribbean island of Montserrat. And this is a historical fiction. It's from the marketplace and sugar plantations of Dominica and Barbados to a glittering luxury hotel in Demerara on the South American continent. This story is so good. This one I was hoping somebody would pick it up and make a movie. I could see it could be, and it would have to be on TV. I don't think it necessarily has to go on the big screen, but I thought it would just be a great movie. And maybe one day somebody will, you know, it doesn't mean that it hasn't. Because this was written back in, let me see. This one was written in 2021. She is an amazing, amazing writer, and her research is, you know, really, really good. It's a great historical fiction that you learn a lot of different things, and the story is so engaging. The characters are great. So these are the two options that I have of hers that I could read off my shelf. I went and bought, each time she came out with a new one, I bought one. She also writes like a Regency, kind of like a, I'm going to say Bridgerton, but that's for make it easier for people. She writes a series of that, and I think she has another series as well. But I'm like in loving her historical fictions. They're just, I'm there for everyone that she writes. This one is called Queen of Exiles. Another amazing, amazing cover. I mean, like, look, right? Okay, and it's colors. They're so vibrant. So, oops, let me move that over there. So that one I don't want to read. So this one is acclaimed historical novelist Vanessa Riley brings to life an extraordinary Black woman erased from history. Haiti's Queen Marie Louise Christophe, I think that you say it, wife and then widow of King Henry I of Haiti, who escaped a deadly coup to set up her own royal court in Europe during the Regency and Victorian eras. Like, I've never heard of that. So I'm so excited to read this one. So this one is really, you're going to see what happens here. This one's a really big possibility. Oh, I love the cover. Even the cover without, it's pretty. This one's a big possibility because I really want to get to another one of hers. Like, again, another excellent writer, excellent researcher. Great to read. This one I have not read. I think this is the order. I think Queen of Exile came before this one. And this one's Sister, Mother, Warrior. And that's the cover on this one. And this one Acclaimed author of Island Queen brings readers vivid, sweeping novel of the Haitian Revolution based on the true life stories of two extraordinary women, the first Empress of Haiti, Marie Claire Bonheur, and Grand Toya, a West African-born warrior who helped lead the rebellion that freed the enslaved people of Haiti. What? Like, where were these books when I was growing up, right? So this just, I really think I want to read this one first. This one sounds great, but this one first. But you're going to see what's happened. Because I had all these books pulled from my shelf, and I was like, I'm going to just do a video, show you what I have. I was inspired by Dee Dee, showing like what she has, what she wants to read, what she's thinking about. You know, not one of these books have I bought just this month. These I've had for several years, unfortunately. But so this is in the running. I'm going to push the ones in the running, and then I'm going to show you what happened. Because this is me. This is exactly what happens in my mind. Okay. Then I have another book that I have the same author. And I have 2 books by the author. Not read one of them. Nope. This one is I think these are set in Trinidad. Let's see. That's a Virgin Islands. This one here is, yeah, these are both the Virgin Islands. And this first one this is her debut novel. It's called Land of Love and Drowning by Tiffany Yannick. And that one's set in the Virgin Islands, transferred from Danish to American rule. It says in the early 1900s. I'll read a little bit. I'm so bad. The Virgin Islands are transferred from Danish to American rule, and an important ship sinks into the Caribbean Sea. Orphaned by the shipwreck and the death of its doomed captain are 2 sisters and their half-brother, now faced with an uncertain identity and future. Each is unusually beautiful, and each is in possession of a particular magic that will either destroy or save them. And it's up right there. There's that one. And then this one, I don't know if this, like I said, this is her debut. Then this is her next book that she wrote, and it's called Monster in the Middle. And it's Tiffany Yannick. And it says, I need my water. When Fly and Stella meet in 21st century New York, it seems like fate. He's a Black American musician from mixed religious background who knows all about the heartbreak. She's a Catholic science teacher from the Caribbean looking for a lasting love. But are they meant to be? The answers go back all the way to their parents' earliest loves. This moves across decades from the U.S. to the Virgin Islands to Ghana and back again to show how one couple's romance is influenced by the family lore and love stories that precede them. That one sounds really good too, right? That sounds summery too, right? I feel like that's like, I could get like summer vibes off of that. This one sounds like it's going to be good, but it's going to be a little bit hard. There's going to be some hard things, I think, in this one. And I think when this came out, they were mixed. Some people liked it, some people didn't. I don't know. Let me know if you've read either of these books by her. I am leaning by that reading right now in this moment towards this one right now. Even though I know this one's probably really great. I don't know. Let me know. Okay, so there's that. Then Nicola Yoon. I had this on there as a little YA for all the YA lovers. She is the author of Everything, which I very much enjoyed. This one I've had on my bookshelf, I think, since it came out. And that was, let's see, when? 2021, 4 years now. Instructions for Dancing by Nicola Yoon. And this one is Evie Thomas doesn't believe in love anymore, especially after the strangest thing occurs one otherwise ordinary afternoon. She witnesses a couple kiss and is overcome with a vision of how their romance began and how it will end. After all, even the greatest love stories end with a broken heart eventually. Oh my God, it's going to happen. Come on through, hold me through. As Evie tries to understand why this is happening, she finds herself at La Brea Dance Studio learning to waltz, foxtrot, and tango with a boy named X. X is all that Evie is not. Adventurous, passionate, daring. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, there's that. So there's that one. So I'm not going to read too much. This is why I didn't want to read too, because I knew I was going to cough. Okay. And this one is Family Lore by Elizabeth Acevedo, and I've read her books, and they are just amazing. I like listening to the audio of them along with the book. They're really good. This one's been out for a while too. I think this came out 2 years ago now. Let's see. This one came out 2023, and it says Fleur has a gift. She can predict to the day when someone will die. So when she decides she wants a living wake, a party to bring her family and community together to celebrate the long life she's led, her sister's a surprise. Has Fleur foreseen her own death or someone else's? Does she have other motives? She refuses to tell her sisters Matilda, Pastora, and Camilla. But Fleur isn't the only person with secrets. Her sisters are hiding things too. And the next generation cousins, Ona and Yadi, face tumult of their own. Spanning the 3 days prior to the wake, family lore traces the life of each of the Marte women's, weaving together past and present, Santo Domingo and New York City, told with Acevedo's inimitable and incandescent voice. This is an indelible portrait of sisters and cousins, aunts and nieces, one family's journey through their history, helping them better navigate all that is to come. So I think this is going to be good. That is one that I've had on for probably 2 years. The next one, I heard Dee Dee talking about it when she read it. And then I know she read it before I was in the book club, the Read So That book club, which everybody should join. But anyway, I wasn't a part of it then. And I whenever she would tell us the books online, I would still go look them up and stuff. And I wanted to read this, and I just never got to it. And if you listen to the video that you're going to go look at, that I just put in the link in the description, you'll notice that she talks about this book, and it just makes me really want to read it now, because I'm like, okay, you know why? I've had it on my bookshelf for a while now. And that is Daughters of the Stone by Dalma Llanos Figueroa. I don't know how they pronounce that. Daughters of the Stone follows the lives of 5 generations of Afro-Puerto Rican women, focusing on the legacy passed from one generation to the next. First of all, you never really hear any stories about Afro-Puerto Rican women or persons in general. So that's a plus right there. How does each generation deal with the legacy given changing environments and culture? How does the environment change the legacy? What happens to communication when language and culture are truncated? What legacy does a woman who owns nothing, not even her own body, leave for her daughter? What happens to a storyteller when she can no longer tell her stories? Can one build for the future without coming to terms with the past? This is a novel of memory, magic, and resilience in the face of enormous obstacles. It's a novel of continuity through storytelling. It is a novel of families, ultimately all our families, and how we survive. Boom. Okay. Which reminds me, we have a book for Read So Lit, and I need to grab my book journal to tell you. I'll pause it at the end and tell you that book, because there's that book as well. So that's Daughters of the Stone. Here's my thought. I think this is going to be amazing. But I think that I'll probably read this later in the summer, because it definitely sounds like it's always going to be a little bit more heavy. And I think that I'm going to try to stay somewhat upbeat. Okay, so there's that. Now this was one that she had mentioned in her video, and this is the one she mentioned in her video, and I got this and I never read it. I think that I got this at the book sale, the library book sale, for like $1, and it's brand new. I know I didn't buy it, and so I'm loving the fact that I have this one. And this one is How the One-Armed Sister Sweeps Her House by Sherry Jones. Now, I have not read this. But when you listen to Dee Dee talk about this and hers, it sounds like I should be looking at it and reading it. It says, in Baxter's Beach, Barbados, this is set in Barbados, Lala's grandmother, Wilma, tells the story of one-armed sister. It's a cautionary tale about what happens to girls who disobey their mothers and go into the Baxter's tunnels. When she's grown, Lala lives on the beach with her husband, Adan, a petty criminal with endless charisma, whose thwarted burglary of one of the beach's mansions sets off a chain of events with terrible consequences. A gunshot no one was meant to witness. A new mother whose baby is found lifeless on the beach. A woman torn between 2 worlds and incapacitated by grief. And 2 men driven into the tunnels by desperation and greed who attempt a crime that will risk their freedom and their lives. Wow and wow. Sounds like a lot of drama. Yeah, and I've had it. It's just so funny. Like, I that's another reason why I like watching these videos too, because you watch it and then you're like, wait, I have that book. I have this one. She was talking about this one, and she was talking about this one, and she's going to talk about this other one I'm going to be talking to you about. Okay, so if we just go with what I pulled before I was going to turn record before today, because today I went to the library to return a book. And y'all know I don't usually just return, I do a little snooping. And so, but if you were going with what I was thinking, what I pulled from my shelf, these were going to be my options, okay? This is it right here. Like, yeah, that's good. That's, you know me. For anybody new, I'm gonna tell you right now, I read slow. But everybody else knows that I'm probably gonna get 2, 3 good, 4 amazing books, right? So these are my options. So depending upon my feeling, right, what I'm feeling and the mood I'm in, these are the ones that I was thinking about. Like up to today, until I go to the library and I got sidetracked. Okay, so let me show you what I've got at the library. So the library, one of the books that I pulled was another one that has been on my list forever. But then I heard Dee Dee talk about it and I was like, wait, I forgot about that one. I want to read that one too. And that one is called Hungry Ghosts by Kevin Jared Hussein. Okay, this one came out, this 3 years ago? Yeah, I'm on the money. This one came out 3 years ago, 2022. And it was all over. And again, you know me, I don't like to read the books when it's hot. When it's hot on the press, off the press, and everybody's blabbing and flapping about it, I'm like, no, I don't want to hear about it because I want to form my own opinion. And I just want to wait till that dies down and I can forget what you said so that I can go into it blind kind of. So this one is an unforgettable new voice. This must have been the debut. In Caribbean literature, a sweeping story of 2 families colliding in 1940s Trinidad, and a chilling mystery that shows how interconnected their lives truly are. I'm leaving it at that, because there's more to say. But this is Hungry Ghosts, and I'm leaning towards it. There's something, I'm getting a feel for this. So again, we'll see. We're going to see at the end of this month what happens. And this is another book that was around that same time. Let me see if this is 2022 as well. Nope, 2020. Okay, so this is even longer. This one was out then, and I just didn't get a chance to pick it up. But I'm really curious about this one, and I feel like it's giving me the feels to read it now. And it's called Love After Love by Ingrid Prasad. She's born in Trinidad. I'm not showing you pictures of the authors. You want to see? This is her. We actually really do that more often. And this one is an electrifying novel of an unconventional family in Trinidad, mended by their individual and collective quests for love. After Betty Ramdin's husband dies, she invites a colleague, Mr. Chitan, to move in with her and her son, Solo. Over time, the 3 become a family, loving each other deeply and depending upon one another. Then one fateful night, Solo overhears Betty confiding in Mr. Chitan and learns a secret that plunges him into torment. Solo flees Trinidad for New York to carve out a lonely existence as an undocumented immigrant, and Mr. Chitan remains a singular thread holding mother and son together. But soon, Mr. Chitan's own burdensome secret is revealed, and with heartbreaking consequences. Love After Love. Ooh, drama. It's summertime. I feel like this is just the vibes. I could not put this down. And I picked up another book. This is the beauty of going to the library, because I was going in there to look at other books from the Caribbean to go over this list. I picked those 2 up, but on the same shelf, I found this other book that is not a Caribbean book. So I'm not going to mention that until we talk about my final TBR. But I am definitely interested in reading that one too. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I have so many things. And I have a book that I started towards the end of this past month, really towards the end, in the last few days. And that I want to finish, that is really good. So I don't know. There's a lot going on in June. So I always say if I read at least one book from the Caribbean, I feel I've met it. But I have this desire to read more. I was going to also do a blind book, for my bookshelf. But I think I'm going to wait till July to do that, because maybe in July I'll pick 2 or 3 from that, because I'm feeling so inspired to read these books. So So this is what my options are, okay? I'm going to hold this up. This is going to be good lifting for today. And this is, well, I'll put this one on top because we're not sure which one of those we're going to read. So I can't even lift it. Okay, so this is what we got here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow, 10 if I add this one on there. But I'm going to ask you guys if you've read hers, and do you think this or Monsters in the Middle, which one would you start with of those two? But these are the ones, these two are library books. I'm feeling them. This it says this is a mystery too, this Hungry Ghost. So, ooh, yeah, I'm feeling that. I'm feeling this. I love Vanessa Riley and I love Carrie Young. I can't read everything, I know. So if I get 2 out of this, and then maybe I can spread these out over the summer, you know, to read them. That would be wonderful. But this is, I wanted to give you the options to look at these. And then I told you about these other ones, you know, like that I have read that are amazing. Amazing. Gloria. Oh, don't drop it. Don't drop it. Gloria. And then pow. Oh my God. This is so good. I don't know why. I just loved it. I think you love it. It's such a great story with just so well written. I get excited thinking about that one. So there's the options. Let me know if you've read any of these. Let me know if you had this as your list, which one you would think I should read. Let's see if people are leaning where I'm leaning. Because I'm feeling those 3 a lot, and I'm feeling these 2. I want to read this, but I know it's not this month because I know Daughters of the Stone rather are going to be a little heavy. That meh. Give or take. I do like Nicole Yoon, but you know, yeah. That's a good palate cleanser. I could do that after I read something a little heavy, right? But I just think they're great options. And then I gotta go put these back on my bookshelf. But I think what I'll do is take a picture of it, and then when I'm trying to select info, or if I finish, I can always come back to it and pick another one. But yeah, that's what's happening. That's what's happening. I gotta put it down. Anyway, let me know. Are you reading anything for Caribathon? Are you reading along with the book with them? And or are you reading just, you know, a book that's from the Caribbean or by a Caribbean author? And I have one more book. I don't want to. All right, I'll pause. I'll pause it for a second. I'll grab my book journal. I'll tell you because I haven't bought it yet. The book for the book club for Read So Lit. Hold on 1 second, and I'll tell you. 1 second. Here we go. As if we didn't talk long enough. Okay, so the book I wanted to let you know is called When We Were Birds by Ayanna Lloyd Banwo. If I get a chance, I'll pop it up here. If not, it's When We Were Birds by Ayanna Lloyd Banwo. Banwo? Banwo. B-A-N-W-O. I am not familiar with that book, but I'm gonna see and check it out and see what it's all about. So that's the other option for this month. I didn't read the last 2 books with book club. I'm sometimes good and sometimes bad. I say if I read half of the books that we read in the year, then I'm good. So yeah, last month they read Ann Petrie, The Narrows, and I do want to read Ann Petrie. I think I have one of her books at least. So I'm kind of sad that I missed on that one, but again, it's just not going to happen. Like I said, I got 1 book done and it was a struggle it wasn't the book, it was just timing. So that is my other option, for this month. And I would love to read it so I can get together with the ladies because I love the discussions with that. But let me know what you guys are reading. And I'm going to go because I don't even know what time it's going to say when I look at the time, how much I talked. But I miss you guys so much. And I want to get back into the habit of making videos. I'm going to come back with another one very soon just to give you my final TBR. I just got to marinate a little bit. I think you see where I'm leaning though. I think you can tell by when I'm talking where I'm leaning. And I think once I read maybe a chapter or a little bit into each of them, then I will know which ones are speaking to me right now. I'm going to go by that. Anyway, I love talking to you guys. I can't wait to talk again. Let me know what you're reading and what you're doing and summer plans. Are you gardening? Anything special? Are you doing any? I'm doing beets this year. I've never done beets. That's a new one. So I will talk to you guys more about this in my next video. All right, bye.